Welcome back to KMMA, where everyone's a winner. This is going to be our preview and predictions and breakdowns for the main card of UFC 313, Pereira versus Ankalaev. So first, to open up the main portion, we will have King Green against Mauricio Rufy. Then we're going to Amanda Lemos and Yasmin Lucindo. On to Jalen Turner against Ignacio Bahamondes. Then co-main eventing, we have Justin Gaethje against Rafael Fiziev. And for the main event, for the late weight title, we got Alex Pereira against Magomed Ankalaev. So who do you got, Khalil Deal, to open up the main card here between Rufy and Your Highness, King Green?
All right, man, we're ready to set it off, man. Before we get into this, I just want to mention, guys, last week, me and Andy O both going 6-4 out of the 10 wins. Not great, but not horrible. 60%. It's still a pass. So we still did pretty good. But if you checked out our betting video, we definitely did well there. That's why I always say it's good to have a few dogs. And the dogs that won last week, luckily I had my hand in there. And I had the likes of Cody Brundage, Nasrat Hakparas, Haider Emil, and Sam Patterson by finish. And that was able to make us some good profit. So stay tuned on Friday when we talk about the betting. But let's get back into this right now. The main card here for UFC 313. And the first fight, Bobby Green versus Mauricio Rufy. I have Mauricio Rufy in this one, man. What can I say about Bobby Green? Listen, the guy, Bobby Green is a fighter that I really like to watch. And he reminds me a little bit of Kevin Holland. It's a guy that I really, really liked watching early on in their career.
I still like watching him now to an extent.
I even still like watching him now. But, the problem I have with both Kevin Holland and Bobby Green is that they come out there and I feel like they're not giving their full potential like they could. Bobby Green, what I hate about this guy is that he refuses to just keep his hands in front of his face and block punches. He refuses to do it. He always has his hands down to the side, loves to fight with his hands down to the side. He fights kind of like Michael Venom Page, with his hands to the side, and likes to advance and then do those weird unorthodox striking.
Yeah. When that's at its best, it's really the strikes are coming from everywhere where the opponent doesn't expect because his hands aren't in their conventional position, right?
Yeah, look, he's very unorthodox, right?
But of course, it comes at that expense, or you could leave yourself open.
This is what I was about to talk about here. The fact that he keeps his fucking hands down all the time, leaving his head open so much, is not a strategy to use against a guy like Mauricio Rufy. First of all, Bobby Green's getting up there in age. He's 38 years old. Mauricio Rufy, 10 years younger at 28 years old. You can see the weight difference there. Mauricio Rufy at 165 pounds, Bobby Green at 155. So right there, you can see that Mauricio Rufy is going to be the bigger guy. Mauricio Rufy coming out of the Fighting Nerds. We know about the Fighting Nerds, how good these guys are. And that they got a good game plan. Mauricio Rufy is a super, super powerful puncher. His striking is absolutely insane. The guy has 10 knockouts to his 11 wins, only one decision. Caio Borralho once said that Mauricio Rufy is one of the nastiest, craziest fighters he's ever seen. Coming from Caio Borralho, that's a very good compliment, and they are in the same camp in Fighting Nerds there. So, I would love to see Bobby Green go out there and go crazy and actually get a win here, but it's just really it's like the odds of that happening, it's slim to none. I just don't see it. Bobby Green's going to come out there, do his usual fronting and stunting and showing off and doing his usual talking trash in the cage and trying to get Mauricio off his game. But Mauricio is a very, very calculated, very precise and talented fighter. He is very accurate with his striking, and you cannot leave your hands down the way Bobby Green does against a guy like this. Mauricio Rufy is just going to catch that chin and knock him flat out. I got Mauricio Rufy winning this one by straight up knockout. I think he catches the chin of Bobby Green, knocks him flat out. And he did get knocked out badly by Jalen Turner in his most recent fight a year and 3 months ago. And I could see the same thing for Mauricio Ruffi doing the same thing to him and just knocking him out with straight punches. Also,
His last fight was Paddy Pimblett.
yeah, I know it was against Paddy Pimblett, the last fight where he lost by submission. I'm just saying his last knockout loss was knockout loss was by Jalen Turner, and who's also going to be fighting in this card we'll talk about soon. But yeah, Mauricio Ruffi all the way by knockout. How about you, Andio?
Yeah, I can't not pick Mauricio Ruffi in this fight here. He's just too much of an assassin. When I'm looking back at Bobby Green, King Green's record here, I don't think he's had a good win for a guy that fights a lot. You got to hand it to him. Since Nasrat Haqparast in February of 2022. Since then, I don't think he's had any good wins. The rest have been losses. His only wins were against washed up Tony Ferguson, the on acid Grant Dawson, and Jim Miller, who himself not looking that sharp these days, right?
Yeah.
So, and he's lost. I'm not even going to mention it, but he's lost like to 5, 6, 7 other guys since then. And man, and with Bobby Green, sometimes you can tell, or at least I can. Against Paddy Pimblett getting in there, I can tell he was going to lose the fight immediately, or at least after he lunged a shot at Paddy Pimblett, probably because he realized he had to contend with some reach and height issues there. But as soon as I saw that reach, man, I was really glad I picked Paddy the Batty in that fight. So yeah, to make this short, yeah, give me Ruffi by assassination. Second round. Let's go for a second round knockout by Ruffi here.
Alrighty, man. Mauricio Ruffi all the way, man. So we are in agreement with the first fight. Let's get on to the next fight here. Ladies, going at it here, we got Amanda Lemos against Yasmin Lucindo.
All right. Here, I gotta go with crafty old vet in Amanda Lemos here, man.
I knew you were gonna do that.
And for anyone watching, I suggest if you're on the Lemos side, put her in now. I suspect she's going to wind up a favorite at the end of the week. I could be wrong, but I just have a hunch here. So Amanda Lemos, man, way better competition. She has more experience at the highest level, but also she doesn't look like she's fallen off. You can say she's 37 or whatnot, but she definitely looks like she still has all her skills. She has that amazing power that she gains from her ability to strike in very good manly format, right? She strikes really well, really manly. And I think one of those manly shots is going to catch Yasmin Lucindo with all of her youthful exuberance and catch her coming in. And also, Amanda Lemos has submissions here. So, I just have a good feeling about Amanda Lemos in this fight. About you, Real Deal.
No, man, we're going to disagree here, man.
No?
Yeah, I knew you were going to do this. You did that last week. You wouldn't lay off the dog value of Andrea Lee, and I see you still doing the same thing now.
This is different.
I told you to go with JJ Aldrich last week. You didn't listen, and again this week you're not listening. I'm going with Yasmin Lucindo in this one, man. 23 years old, the old bitch. Amanda Lemos at 37 years old. Remember how we used to call the old ones the old bitch?
That was the winning thing. And for your information, last week, Aldridge was the old bitch.
Ah, come on, man. Anyway, Amanda Lemos at 37 years old here, man. We're talking a 14-year age difference. This is absolutely insane. Yasmin Lucindo is really good. I mean, you got to give it to her, man.
I give it to her, but this is too much. She can't be Lemos' former title challenger, man. Come on.
Hey, she's been looking good in the UFC, man. Beating Marina Rodriguez in her last fight there. I thought she looked very good in that fight. Beating Karolina Kowalchuk. I think you had a play on that one, and I also had Yasmin Lucindo. You had Karolina Kowalkiewicz in that fight, and she came away with the win. This unanimous decision over her.
The level of competition isn't comparable, man. If you're Carolina,
I didn't interrupt you when you were talking. It's my turn here. I'm talking about Yasmin Lucindo, who's going to beat Amanda Lemos this week. And again, you were talking about submissions a little earlier.
Yeah.
How Amanda Lemos has some submissions. Well, so does Yasmin Lucindo. If you don't remember, she subbed Polyana Viana in that fight, got an arm triangle choke on the ground on her. So she does also have some submission skills, and she has a black belt in BJJ as well. She's very, very good on the ground and has good wrestling takedowns and good offensive takedowns. Yasmin Lucindo is she's looking. The future is bright for this young lady here, and she does fight like a dude. She's got very good straight punches. She's pretty quick on her feet and likes to throw some kicks as well. I just think Amanda Lemos is slowing down. I'm not saying that she's done or washed up, but I am saying she's slowing down. You can see that in her last fight, she didn't have that same pep in her step like she used to. Got submitted by Verna Jandiroba by armbar in her last fight. And the fight before that against Mackenzie Dern, she did look good there. She stuffed a few takedowns from Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern wasn't looking good in that fight. And she did lose also to Weili Zhang by unanimous decision, also the fight before that. But Yasmin Lucindo has been beating everyone in her last 5 fights. She's only lost once, which was to Yasmin Yaragui. But after that, it was straight wins. Brogan Walker, unanimous decision. Pauliana Viana, I just talked
Brogan
about.
Walker. She couldn't even finish Brogan Walker.
Right, but she did finish Poliana Viana. She did get a good unanimous decision on Carolina Kowalkiewicz, who we also is, she's pretty good, and also the split decision win against Marina Rodriguez. So I like Yasmin Lucindo in this one. She's just younger, she's better, she's fresher, she's faster. She's going to be quicker. Her gas tank's going to be better. We've seen Amanda Lemos slow down later on in the round. She gets tired and doesn't put as much output when we get to the closer to the second and third round. So I could see here Yasmin Lucindo winning a decision. I think she takes her down, gets several takedowns in this fight, and I think she'll land some ground and pound, land a decent amount of strikes, and also she has a threat to maybe even sub her on the ground. But I'll go with a decision win for Yasmin Lucindo. Amanda Lemos is a tough bitch there, so I'll take the decision win for Yasmin. So we are in disagreement again with the women fight here in this one. We'll see who wins this one. All right, next fight. We got Jalen Turner against Ignacio Bahamondes. This is going to be a banger of a fight. I think this is going to be possibly fight of the night. I think it's going to be amazing. These are two tall strikers. And these guys are going to go at it. Jalen Turner is a finisher. He's got 10 knockouts, 4 submissions on his 14 wins. Never won by decision. The guy goes out there and it's kill or be killed. Ignacio Bahamondes, also very good striker as well. 16 wins, 11 knockouts there and 4 decisions. So this is going to be a banger of a fight. It's going to be a very close fight. I'm really shook between these two who I want to take here. So I'm really thinking about it here. But
This is where the money is made. You have to pick right.
It's a tough one here. It's a tough one. I am going to go a slight lean on Ignacio Bahamondes here. Although I really do like Jalen Turner. I think he's a good dog. I will definitely be talking about the betting there. The KO sub prop looks really nice for Jalen Turner. But we'll talk about that on Friday. But I like Ignacio Bahamondes in this one. I think he's going to be just a little bit better. He is both of these guys. Now it says 6'3" for Jalen Turner and 6'1" for Ignacio Bahamondes on SureDog here. But on Topology, they have them at the same height, both at 6'3". We'll have to see that in the weigh-ins to see who's right, if anybody's taller than the other. But there is no difference in the reach. They both have the same reach at 75.5-inch reach. But Ignacio Bahamondes, I like the way this guy moves around on the feet. He's very slick. He's very calculated. I think he's a very technical, more technical striker than Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner, we've seen him be a little bit more wild out there, and he tends to take more risks. Whereas Ignacio fights a little bit more conservative, takes his time, he lands good punches. He makes sure that he lands significant strikes at the right times. And I think that he's going to be able to catch Jalen Turner. Now, Jalen Turner has been knocked out 4 times out of his 8 losses. Ignacio has never been knocked out. He's only been submitted twice, so he's got to be careful if Jalen Turner decides to use his grappling and his jiu-jitsu, because he is also capable of getting submissions. But what I want to talk about here is the damage that Jalen Turner has faced recently against Renato Moicano. Now that fight, Jalen Turner was winning that fight. And he tends to do dumb things like that, Jalen Turner. Like, he beat Renato Moicano, knocked him down on the ground, and then he turned around and was walking off as if he had a walk-off knockout there. And Renato got right back up, got on his back, and ended up taking him down and then getting the ground and pound on him. And he ended up knocking him out. It was a TKO for Renato, and he could have won that fight. The fight before that, where he lost against Dan Hooker. Come on, man. You're losing to Dan Hooker by split decision at that. Too, that was a bad look. And
that was a great fight.
It was a great fight. He also did lose also to Mateus Gamrot as well in that one. The last fight he won was against Bobby Green. I mean, we can't really give him a medal for beating Bobby Green there with the knockout there. So and then before that, his other win was against Brad Riddell back in 2022. So he's lost 3 out of his last 5 fights, whereas Ignacio looked really good. He's on a 2-fight winning streak. He's high on himself. He's looking confident. Beat Manuel Torres by knockout in his last fight. In the fight before that, he knocked out Christos Giagos. So he does have power in his hands. I can see him knocking out Jalen Turner. I mean, Jalen Turner has been knocked out 4 times, like I said. So I think Ignacio can get the knockout here. I'm going to go with knockout or decision for Ignacio Bahamondes to win here.
I think Bahamondes fights better longer than the Tarantula here does. And yeah, I got to question Jalen Turner's intelligence when his fight IQ, like you mentioned, where he could have finished Moicano, decided not to. And whatever excuses he had for that, he still did it. I really see Bahamondes somehow finding a nice kick, maybe even to Jalen Turner's head.
Yeah, I forgot about the kicks.
Once Jalen Turner starts dropping those arms, because we've seen Jalen Turner get a bit tired, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ignacio catches him with one of those nice, high, crisp kicks, because he's done it before. He's knocked out people with those kicks before. So, yeah, give me Ignacio by knockout or sub here.
Yeah, he knocked out Christos Giagos with a head kick, actually.
Yeah, I was just looking to see who he knocked out with that head kick because it was a really nice one. Yeah, it was Giagos. Must have been Giagos.
Yeah. And Bahamondes
he also knocked out Roosevelt Roberts with a nice wheel kick too.
Oh, sweet. Nice. Yeah, so he does have a variety of really good kicks there. So yeah, I like Ignacio as well there, man. All right, so we're in agreement with this one. Now we're getting to the main event here with Justin Gaethje against Rafael Fiziev here, man. This is a fight I can't wait to see.
All right. This is a tough fight to call. We got Rafael Fiziev, who lost. This is number 2. Rafael Fiziev lost to Justin Gaethje in a very close fight in the first time around. And Gaethje here, and Fiziev is coming off a long, tough injury and a lot of time off, where Gaethje is coming off a wild knockout loss. So both these guys, man, very difficult pick here, but I'm going to have to slightly lean with Justin Gaethje. And this is why. You can't discount these old vets, which, are still stars that aren't completely done. I remember when Poirier fought not only Justin Gaethje, but lost to Justin Gaethje by head kick. Something Justin Gaethje doesn't do that much, right? Everyone was writing him off until he fought, when he fought Benny Saint Denis next. What happened? Poirier took all that Saint Denis had to offer in the first round, put him away in the second round, I think, right? So don't discount Gaethje here to be able to come back from that brutal knockout. I look for him to establish his control of the fight, his jab early on, because that's what made him lose the first part of their fight before with Fiziev, was he didn't get that jab going early. If he gets that jab going early this time, I think it opens up a lot of stuff. I think Fiziev's going to have a bit of trouble readjusting to a real fight. Like, real fights are different than, I've been ready for a fight and dying to get in there for so long. Different stuff. I think Gaethje is ready, and I think I think some people are going to be back on the Gaethje hype train after this, and who knows, maybe he'll get a title shot even after this because he never fought Makachev. So yeah, ordinarily I may pick Fiziev because I love his combos. He's a very fun striker to watch, but his gas tank has always been a question. And the layoff and injury, just you gotta show me. You gotta show me where you're at, right? So I gotta slightly lean with Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, that layoff was a very long time ago too. It was a very bad injury too. Um, and he's coming in on short notice because Justin Gaethje was supposed to fight Dan Hooker, and that fight got canceled. So
That's right. That's right.
yeah, coming in on short notice on top of it, not to mention Justin Gaethje is going to have a 3-inch height advantage here at 5'11" to Fiziev's 5'8". He's also going to have Fiziev will have the 1.5-inch reach advantage in that fight there. So again, I definitely agree with you, man. I remember that win against Dustin Poirier was for the BMF belt there for the badass motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he ended up taking that belt, man. That was a solid fight. That kick was sick.
Yeah, like if you're gonna surprise someone, right? If you're gonna plan your career in advance, you go, hey, maybe in year 10, I'll surprise someone with that head kick. Because Poirier didn't expect that at all.
The first fight between these two, Justin Gaethje beat Fiziev by majority decision. He was just piecing him up on the feet, landing more punches, more strikes to the face. He was damaging him up more. He was doing a really good job at beating up Rafael Fiziev. Fiziev was looking slower out there against Gaethje in that first fight. I can see him doing the same thing in this one, man. Not too much has changed except for the fact that Fiziev, after losing to Justin Gaethje, then it went ahead to lose again to Mateus Gamrot in that fight where he had that really bad leg injury. So he's coming off of
Shredded. Yeah, he shredded his knee on that, I think.
so like he's trying to like heal from that. We don't know how good he's going to be, back from that injury, which was a year and 5 months ago. I mean, the guy's last win was 2 years and 7 months ago against Rafael dos Anjos, where he knocked him out. An older Rafael dos Anjos at that. And then prior to that, we're looking at 3 years and 2 months ago against Brad Riddell. So, it's been so long since he's actually gotten any wins. And he beat Bobby Green too, which we just talked about. There's nothing.
There's a name I didn't think about in a while. Matt Rydell. Wow.
Yeah, Brad Riddell. So like, Justin Gaethje's only losing to the top tier of the top tier guys. I'm talking Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway. Top tier guys here. That he's losing to here, and he's beating guys like Dustin Poirier, beating guys like, like obviously Fiziev in that last fight, and of course Michael Chandler. Let's not forget, he beat him up as well. So I definitely like Justin Gaethje. A slight lean for him here. Justin Gaethje, I think he will win this one by knockout or decision. I think that he's going to be able to do enough to get the win. Fiziev coming in on short notice, Justin Gaethje being more prepared and fighting more recently. I think he's going to be able to get the win here, man. So give me Justin Gaethje here by knockout or decision. We're in agreement with this one here. Let's get to the main event of the evening. Guys, if you are new, please subscribe. It's free. You'll get all of our notifications when we come out with our videos, and you won't miss anything. Also, smash that like button. You know what I mean? It's free.
Yeah, and hit that bell, that little bell icon too. I hear you have to do that sometimes.
Yeah, it keeps you notified for everything we do. So yeah, main card here, man. Who you got, Andio?
Oh, it's you, man.
Oh, it's me. Okay, so Alex Pereira against Magomed Ankalaev here, man. I was going back and forth with this all week, watching videos, listening to people, just doing research and stuff. And man, I when I think about it from a logical standpoint, we're talking grappler versus striker here. If we want to get down to the meat and potatoes of this whole thing, it's grappler versus striker. And, Pereira, although he's an amazing striker and he's got power and he's got knockout power and this and that, yes, we know. But we've seen him have problems when he gets taken down. And Magomed Ankalaev can take him down. I mean, the guy that's he specializes in taking people down. He specializes in grappling. He specializes in his ground game. And not to mention, he is also good on the feet. He can strike. He's got 10 knockouts out of those 19 wins, meaning he can fight too on the ground. So I can see Magomed Ankalaev mixing it up, starting on the feet, landing some good punches, avoiding some of Pereira's very big punches and his very powerful punches. Mixing it up when Pereira tries to go for one of the more wilder punches. I think Ankalaev could change levels, get down and take him down to the ground. And then once Pereira is on his back, that's where he struggles. He has a very hard time when he's on his back. So I see this fight, as long as Magomed Ankalaev does not get hit by one of Pereira's crazy powerful punches, I can see him surviving this fight and taking this fight to the later rounds where Alex Pereira will start to maybe tire out. Man, these guys are similar height. They're 6'4" to 6'3", so not much of a big height difference there. The reach is where it becomes a big difference. Is Pereira's got that 5-inch reach advantage, so I'm very scared if Pereira can keep this fight at a distance and strike at a distance. That might be a problem for Ankalaev, but I can see Ankalaev just like moving and dashing and getting in close and getting him against the cage and clinching with him and then trying to get him down from there. I could also see, Pereira trying to go for a kick or something or missing a punch, and then Ankalaev using that to get the takedown. So I'm ever so slightly going for Magomed Ankalaev and New to get the win here. I say he wins by KO or decision. It's very close, but I think Magomed is going to pull this one off.
Yeah, Magomed here, I still say he's primarily a striker, but he knows his grappling. I wouldn't say his grappling is as good as his other Dagestani counterparts, though. It's more basic, it's more straightforward, and it's less submission-oriented in the end. Not to mention, where's the ground and pound? He gets his knockouts on the feet. The thing is he the best grappler Alex Pereira has faced? It could be, probably, but how many guys have beaten Alex Pereira that have tried to take him down or have taken him down? Do you know?
Well, he did get submitted, and the submission loss was a while back, but it was against when he was fighting in his earlier career, early in his career. He got.
How long ago was this?
We're talking 2015, so it's a very, very long time ago.
I don't even know if that's in between kickboxing or whatever, but anyway, in the UFC, he's beaten everyone that has tried to take him down or that has taken him down. He has shown the ability to stop basic kind of takedowns. I'm thinking Ankalaev, is he going to try and take him down throughout the whole fight? And will he be able to keep Pereira down until the start of the next round every single time? Because that's the possibility I worry about, is if Pereira can't get up, Ankalaev doesn't really do anything special, Pereira decides, hey, my best chance is to wait until the next round because I'm not even getting hurt down here, but not being able to get enough offensive in the next round before he gets taken down again. But then I remember the Jan Blachowicz fight against Magomed here, where Jan was destroying Ankalaev's legs with that calf kick and thigh kick. Blachowicz has pretty good kicks, but I don't think there's anyone better in this division than does those leg calf kicks with such force as Potan here. I think if he lands a couple of those, it's going to change up Magomed's game. It may force him to take more takedowns, and I think that's going to play into it a bit. I expect Ankalaev to be the slightly more, I guess you could say, creative striker by throwing a spinning elbow now and then in close. Like if they're near the cage, he'll do the spinning before Alex does. But I really think the winner of this fight is going to be the one who slows down or, let's say, controls the pace of the fight and what they're trying to do and what they're trying to plan for in advance. It's difficult to explain what I'm saying, but in hockey, certain players are able, or at least were able, I don't watch that much hockey these days, but we're able to really like slow the game down. And it was incredible. We're talking about the best of the best. That's what I think Pereira is capable of. I'm not so sure about Ankalaev, but he fights that way. These are cerebral fighters. And I think in the end, we're going to have Potan come out on top, baby. Give me a knockout or decision.
There you have it, folks. Our early predictions for the main card. Like I said, guys, like and subscribe. This is going to be a great event. Can't wait to watch it. Stay tuned on Friday for our final predictions, thoughts, and face-offs, and our official bets.
But I thought there was a chance this fight wouldn't even be made because, you know, there was some talk of them protecting Alex because protecting him from grapplers, that type of thing, right? So I'm glad this fight actually got made.
Ah, man, it's going to be a great fight. Like I said, I'm going for the more well-rounded fighter in Ankalaev. I just like the fact that he's got an extra thing in his back pocket with the grappling over Poatan here, man. But we'll see what happens here. And so take care, folks. Like I said, like and subscribe. It's free.
MMA, baby.
Peace out.